Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Stonehearth Alpha 20. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because here in New Nerdingham, things are going pretty darn well, if I do say so myself. Today's gonna be part 18 of this Stonehearth Let's Play, and it's getting a bit weird, because this is a Stonehearth Let's Play. It's the Alpha 20 Let's Play, but it doesn't feel like a Let's Play anymore, because we're not really being challenged, so I don't know, I feel like a lot of this is just going to be creatively focused going forwards. I don't have any end in sight for this series, which a couple of people have been asking recently, because Software Inc. actually wrapped up earlier today, based on when this episode's going out, so I don't have any end in sight for this series. I kind of like the idea of building up a small town around here, so we'll see what happens. We have a simple merchant with wares to sell. Honestly, not too concerned about anything we have in here. We could sell some wool, I suppose. And you might be able to notice that the sea wall has been finished. It is a bit different to what it was previously. That's because I had to change the design to make it work, because they just weren't building it. And even this design was a little bit of a pain. I had to manually do some of the scaffolding stuff myself to get them to finish it, but they have finished it, and they've also finished the tavern, which is right here and looking pretty darn good as well, apart from the ladder going through a table. Now, you might have noticed there's a new building over here as well. This is actually something else that's based on a bit of feedback in the comments. A couple of people have been saying that it would be a good idea to give Red Team a bunch of houses over here so that they are living close to the area that they're defending the most. And I really like that idea, but that does mean that we need 12 houses, so that's going to take a little while. What I've done is I've planned for 4 just here, which are going to be for 2 of the knights and 2 other people in Red Team. Possibly 2 of the clerics could live in these houses. These are kind of supposed to be fancy looking, almost seafront houses. They have a bit of an overhang and all that. They're just nice looking, so those are going to be very luxurious. The rest of Red Team can live in other areas, but I'm also working on some pathways and stuff like that. We're going to nicely line this area here with some walls, some lights, and some stairs, and that's going to take a little while to do. But I'm very excited to get it done. We don't actually have all of the garden lanterns that we'll need just yet, but this is coming along. It is going to look good. It is going to be a bunch of paths running around everything. And once that's done, we can start looking into placing some other buildings, which is actually what we're going to be starting today with. We're going to be starting by designing some more houses. So let's go to the building designer and see what we could do. I do want to keep the houses relatively simple. I don't want to massively overdo it with anything, so let's see what we could do for a couple of, for 3 cleric houses. And I feel like the clerics could live possibly over here. I don't know if I want to move the wall. That's the thing. I really don't know. What about getting some cleric houses in, like 1 in there and then 2 over here? That could maybe be an idea. Let's see what we can do. So these houses are right against the paths. So if we go in for the wooden floors for the house are going to be this one. So we'll go like this. We'll go for something fairly small, I think. I don't think the cleric houses need to be gigantic. So we'll go for something nice and small. The walls can initially be like that, which is the same style we went for over here. I think these are just going to be smaller versions of these houses here, because they are still going to be relatively seafront, I suppose. So that's going to go there. We're going to go back into... we'll go to roads, actually. And the front of these was made up of the combination of Hillary, Granite Green, and Pale Oyster. So we'll go in like this, and we can get the pillars that we're going to be needing at the front of the building as well. So these are going to come up just like so, and just like so as well. I'm not going to tell the Hearthlings to build these immediately, because they are working on the roads around here, as well as this house to the right of the one that's already been constructed, so they're going to be very busy for the time being. Now let's go back into... Actually, let's not go into floors yet. I always do that. I always end up trying to build the whole thing, then furnish it. I need to not do that. Now, what is this? Wooden door, reinforced wooden door, and fine reinforced wooden door. Now, that would be kind of interesting. I did use a reinforced wooden door on all of these, and that's something I think I'm going to keep doing, because the reinforced doors are going to be good for security. So we'll use a reinforced door there. And we'll go in and get some of the windows on here as well. We'll just double them up like that because it's a nice way to get plenty of natural light in there. We have a daily update. What's that going to be about? We have a lot of food, but we don't have the net worth. That's kind of to be expected for the time being. Now let's go into floors. Let's get the bistro going around all of this, which is going to let us go ahead and put some walls up here without too much difficulty. So it's going to have the same overhang that the other one does. It's going to come up like this. Then the inside floors on this, I reckon, can be heathered grey. We'll go for some heathered grey floors on the inside. We can tear out this little bit here. And that's where the stairs can go, I hope. The stairs would go like that. Do they fit is the question. Yeah, they just about fit. That seems like it'll be enough room. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be totally fine. So that's going to be the downstairs sorted. Now let's go ahead and just get this furnished a little bit. I realize I just put the floor on without furnishing it, which is exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. So really well done, me. We'll get some large crates in there for storage. That's always something I like to put in these buildings. We'll get 3 along there. My town items are full again. That's not amazing news. Let's go ahead and get I reckon just a dining table in here. Could be kind of nice. Something a little bit different. So we'll get a dining table there. We can get some simple wooden chairs. I don't want to go for nothing too fancy in here since it is supposed to be a bit of a smaller house. It is for the clerics as well. So we'll go for 2 chairs like that. And I also want to put some lights in. So let's go to here and let's get something like the wall-mounted lights here. And I want to throw it just above the door. Just up there. And I'm going to put one on the outside that is also going to be just above the door. Now, I didn't want to erase the door there. There we go. Let's just grab you and chuck it above the door because that's a good spot. And now we're good to put the walls on the upper part. Just like that. And that's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and get the windows on here much in the same way that I did before. Spacing them out quite nicely. Similar story at the back of the building. And on the sides, very similar story to what I did on the other one as well. We'll just double them up like that. Downstairs, also the same. Just double up all my windows a little bit. Plenty of natural light coming in. And no real worries about any enemies getting through since they are raised up a little bit. That window's going to sit forward a bit as well, but that's totally fine. So let's just double all of these up. And the good news is I can go ahead and save this building as I usually do, and then we're never going to have to build it again. We can just place the clone if we want to. Right, let me get some slabs and just outline the staircase a little bit just to make it nice and safe. I can also throw a light on there if I want to, which I kind of want to because I think it'll look quite nice. And then a couple of lights just up by the windows there. Okay, so that looks totally fine. Let's get some furniture in here. We're going to go for a fine... we'll go for a regular comfy bed, actually, because I don't know how many of the comfy beds we actually have. So a nice regular comfy bed can sort of go there. I want to put a fine dresser beside it, and then a regular dresser at the bottom of it. Then over here, we can put a park bench. I know it's a park bench, and it's going in the house, but that's totally fine. So a couple of little park benches there just so they can have a seat. And that looks pretty good to me. We could, if we wanted to, go ahead and throw a little bit of storage in there, which might not be the worst thing in the world. So let's do a couple of small crates, I think. We don't want to just overdo it. So we'll do that sort of thing with storage. And I think it looks nice. I think that looks pretty good. So that's going to be storage for that building. We'll go ahead and put a roof on it, which is going to be the same as the other one. And I think that looks quite nice. I really do. I really like that. So we're going to save that as a... Let's see. So that needs all that stuff. That's totally fine. Save. Now that one over here, the one over here is called Fancy Home for 1. So this is going to be regular home for 1. Job done. Right. What's the daily update looking like? It's looking fine. We aren't going to build this just yet. We're just going to leave it in the design phase because I do want to place the other ones and see if they fit over here, which I sincerely hope they do. So regular home for 1. We want to build it. And it actually looks like they might fit together. Maybe. Do they fit together? No, keep this template. Build. Oh, they do, but there is going to be a little bit of overlap on the roof there, but I think I can get away with it. I reckon that'll probably be okay. I sincerely hope that'll be okay. It does actually create an interesting corner there as well. Like a really interesting corner. It properly blocks that all off, which I kind of like because it gives us this space back here that can be something like a park or something. We could put a nice little park in there. Admittedly, the windows on these sides are looking right into each other. So maybe we want to go ahead and tear those windows out of there. Since it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have them facing into each other like that. That's a little bit creepy. You can just look out the window and go, hello, neighbor. And your neighbor can look out their window and go, yeah, right, mate. Can you stop looking into the house, please? I mean, you can't really help it, can you? You're looking into the house because the windows are directly facing each other, but no, hello, goblin thieves, we can deal with that. It's no problem at all. There we go. So the windows on those sides are gone. That's fine. And those are placed. Good. We'll get those built eventually. Simple merchant with wares to sell. There's nothing I really want to get rid of, to be honest. Where were those goblin thieves? Now, if I'm not mistaken, they can't actually get in, can they? You're going to disappear in a second. Because, yeah, you disappear because you can't actually get into the base. The only thing that can get into the base are the giant ogres, which are appearing less and less frequently. So I don't think we have to worry too much about anything breaking in at the moment. Which I'll admit is very nice. No, this isn't very nice. That's some Z fighting going on there. That's actually a little bit annoying. But we're just going to have to deal with that. In general, though, these paths are coming along real nicely. Like, we're getting the stairs in here for access to this lower area. I like it. I really do. How's this building coming along? It's coming along quite nicely as well. Now, town items are full. I really need to, like, I guess food is the big thing. I guess we should probably, when the next trader comes along, sell as many units of food as we can. Because we have so much of it. Like, these fields are constantly full. We're never going to have to worry about food. Not for a long time. It's just that, oh, those carrots are actually rotten. So we don't actually have enough farmers, is what this tells me. Unless we just can't actually harvest any of this because we have so much food and there's nowhere to store it. Maybe that's what it is. Either way, we do need to get more hearthlings, and the only way to get more hearthlings is going to be to get the net worth up a little bit. So raising that net worth is going to be a bit tricky. We do need to just build a lot of things. Building a bunch of houses is pretty much the way to increase that net worth. So hopefully we can get that done. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. A trader approaches. There's some ogres over there. Steel ingots for giant bone mace. You are good, mate. You can keep it. Let's get red team to come over here and regroup. Because those enemies are going to be coming... They're going to be coming to attack soon enough. I'm also fairly confident in saying the mason still... Or the blacksmith still hasn't made the gong, no. The blacksmith, admittedly, hasn't done much. I'm kind of curious as to where the blacksmith is. Monty is restocking item. He doesn't seem to be doing anything, does he? Like, he doesn't actually seem to be working. Which is strange. Is this in the way, possibly? Like, is that maybe what's up? If we move that to that spot, will it actually get moved is my question. That building is finished, right? No. Oh, that's possibly a problem then. So those tile wall mosaics haven't actually been built. Why have they not actually been built? Where's me? Right, you need some clay. Interesting. Don't do that. Put that as the priority. How do we get you clay? I guess we just need to dig at surface level somewhere, don't we? That's a bit of an issue. That is actually a bit of an issue. Okay, let's say that we'd like to mine this out. And let's sincerely hope for the best. Because that might be part of the reason. That might be something that's going on here. We might have some issues with the whole clay thing and the building not being finished. Oh, I might have made a bit of a mistake with the blacksmith building. Because technically it's not finished, so me placing a second one of the furnaces now requires this to just have a second furnace. In fact, have we placed an anvil through that one? No. And I can't edit the building either, so yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Let's have a look. Invaders approaching. Yes, they are. Let's get red team over to deal with them. If they wouldn't mind. Oh, hello. Someone's actually being attacked. That's bad. Alright, that is not a good thing. Red team, can you go and deal with these guys, please? Nice and quickly. Just wreck some face. If you wouldn't mind. Focus on the big guy. We'll turn off alert mode as well because we don't really need it anymore. Now that's the injured person. You are the engineer. Right. We'll get you. What is this? A master's bling hat. Interesting. We don't have any, like, high-level kobolds around here, do we? I'm pretty sure we don't. So we're still not going to be making the gong for a while, which is great. Some goblin thieves are stopping by. I don't think we need to worry too much about those. Let's get this big guy killed as well. And then we just focus on the rest of them. Focus on this one first. Then focus on that one. If you wouldn't mind. And then focus on this last one as well. Right, so we should now be sorted. Once that one's dead. And possibly the goblin thieves as well. Actually, I take that back. Oh, okay, so more enemies just spawned there. Right, this is about to get real interesting. This is about to get really interesting. Focus on the biggin. Definitely focus on the biggin. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Then focus on this guy. He's got like no health. Then this guy. He does have health. Then the little guy just there. And if I'm not mistaken... Oh no, there is another one. There's another couple of them. Who didn't really do anything wrong, to be honest. They were just stood around doing absolutely nothing. But there you go. They're dead. Which is what we wanted. So that's fine, really. That's totally fine right there. Have we mined this? Yes, we have. We did get some clay from it as well, which is beautiful news. Because it means that the potter can go and start making those once we put that into storage, which hopefully we'll be doing fairly soon. Let's clear out that ladder as well whilst we're at it. So yeah, hopefully the potter can get that made. And get it made quickly at that. Although, knowing Stonehearth, it could take a while, because that's sort of the way this game is. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes, especially when it comes to construction and getting people to do things. I have a feeling the issue I was having with the blacksmith isn't anything to do with the lack of the item, because the item that we need, the hat that we need, is still technically in town storage, isn't it? If we look in our inventory, the hat that we need is here, I think. Yeah, it's right there, the Elite Kobold hat. Also, we have a lot of trees that we should be placing. So, let's do that at some point. Let's just go over here. We have 77 of them. So, place a bunch of those around here. And we can make a really dense forest around everything. And what's more, I do believe this takes them out of the town inventory and frees up quite a bit of space, which is probably a really good thing to do since, you know, it's the town inventory and it's full. And I'd like it not to be completely full all of the time. Alrighty, the second house is pretty much done, actually, which is quite nice. I've already assigned the bed in there to the second knight that we have. So the two knights in Red Team now live in these two houses. We're also pretty much done with the roads as well. Although we do need to put the lights in. But other than that, the roads are done. Which is really nice, actually. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I know it's simple, And I know it's just made of blocks, but I'm quite happy with it. Let's go ahead then and get them to start working on the houses over here. We'll start building all of them. Actually, we'll start building these two. We'll get those two started. The one in the middle can be built later, because that's just going to cause some issues. I also want to go to Rufus here, and I want to say, buddy, my buddy old pal, I'd like to give you 540 turnips if you wouldn't mind, or 200 of them. I guess that's better than nothing, because you can only afford to take 200 off my hands. But that's, again, better than nothing. So we'll give you a bunch of turnips. That will slowly start clearing out the town inventory. If we have a look at the blacksmith, I have changed up the blacksmith to only be working on the decorative elite gong. But it's still not being made. Even after changing the blacksmith's place around a little bit, still nothing. Still just nothing. The potter also not working on the tile wall mosaics, because apparently we don't have any clay, even though I've seen us mining it. I mean, we have got a single mound of clay, but apparently the potter begs to differ. Not entirely sure why that is. I mean, the potter is showing me as having none. So I don't really know what's up with that. I think what I'll do is I'll go into the mines, not this mine, but if we go ahead and bring the terrain up a bit, we can go into the mines and we can have a look over here. And what we can do is, number one, clear this mining area. And number two, say that I do want to continue it, but only about this far. Because that might get me some clay. So that is going to be getting some mining done, which is beautiful. We'll get that finished, hopefully get some clay out of it, and have a grand old time. We'll make those mosaic patterns that I'm after. And hopefully we can then finish the blacksmith and mason building, even though it is still being a bit weird. I've also just noticed that we are finally putting the lights in as well, which is really nice news. Have I still got the walls done? Yeah, I do. That'll explain the frame rate. But yeah, we've got the lights going in. This does look really nice. I can't wait to see this at nighttime. I really can. I think it's going to look so good. 2 more lights to go, I think. Yeah, just 2 more. You're carrying one of them. Who's got the last one? Are you, by any chance? No, you're just, yeah, you're the master mason. That's fine. So 1 more light to go. And then obviously the construction of the 2 houses over there as well. But this will look really good at nighttime, I do believe. Let's have another little look in here. No, you're still not doing it. I don't know. It is really strange that just this doesn't get done. Let's go ahead though and make well, ditch that for a second. I want to make 11, or not maintain, just craft 11 gold ingots. We are going to need to get ourselves some more wood. So what I'll do is set a wood cutting order for all of this, because what we can do is replant this eventually. And the trees that I plant are going to be bigger and better than the trees that were here naturally. So it is fair to say that we have got the best trees. Believe me, we have the best trees. They're fantastic trees. They are the greatest trees you're going to see. You have to believe me here. They are the best trees. They are absolutely fantastic trees that will be surrounding our fantastic wall. It is just truly fantastic. The trees that we have, believe me, they are just fantastic. Well, I was right. This definitely looks interesting at nighttime, and of course, as I say that, it turns into the morning. Fair enough. My hearthlings are currently getting on really nicely with the 2 buildings over here. The potter has actually made 1 of the tile wall mosaics, which will need to go into the mason and blacksmith building. The mason, of course, still hasn't done anything to do with the gong that we need. But that's totally fine. The net worth is rising. The food is still pretty much double what it needs to be. So we're doing okay on that front. And I've also decided that it's time. It is time to cover up this quarry once and for all and make it look like a building. Basically, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go in here. We're going to build and design. We're going to design a building. It's going to have some foundations, much like every good building before it. It's going to have some foundations. We're going to go like this. And we're going to go like this. And we're going to have the foundations come down this way a bit. Then the foundations are going to have to come across this way a considerable amount. Then go this way. Then we'll just connect it up like that, and that'll be fine. So that is the foundations of the building that will be covering this all up. And I'm feeling like that building kind of needs to be, a bit grimy looking. It needs to not be the nicest looking building that we have, so I feel like it is just gonna pretty much be something like this. I mean, we could very well just throw a roof onto it like that if we wanted to, which is tempting. Yeah, you know what? I am just gonna throw a roof on this. I don't think it needs to be anything too fancy. We're just gonna do that kind of thing. Window and door wise, I mean, the door is gonna have to be like a wooden tunnel door. Has to be something quite chunky. So we'll throw a wooden tunnel door there. I do want to put windows on this, I will say. I also like the idea that the door for this would be sort of, well, I do like it back there, but I think we will go for a wooden double door because it doesn't stick out as much. So we'll do that sort of thing. Window-wise, I'm going to go for this, the smaller windows, because I think that's going to make a bit more sense. I can't double them up necessarily the way I'd want to, but something like that should be okay. We'll bring the windows along the side like that. We'll do the same on this side as well. Just getting some nice diamond windows in there. And the same, I think, on the back of the building too. Something just like that will look pretty good. So that is, I think, as simple as it really needs to be. I don't think we need to do anything too over the top with this or anything. Some lights would be nice, I will say. So I think I'll put some lights just there. I'll put some lights just around the whole thing on all of the pillars so that it does light up real nicely. So we'll do that sort of thing. And I guess from there, we just need to pave this whole space. The problem is with paving all of this, doing that can cause some issues with building on it later. So maybe we don't do that. Or maybe I pave over this space and turn this into like an industrial corner or something. Where we have a bunch of like storage crates for the quarry. And just, oh, I could build like a crane or something. That could look really interesting. That could look really, really neat as well. Oh, that's tempting. That is really tempting. Let's see what we can do. Let's go to roads. Let's go for the Hillary Granite Green and Pale Oyster pattern. And let's bring it out like this. And let's bring it a bit further. Just like that. Then we'll bring it over like this. And we'll bring it a bit further out like this as well. The problem is that's such a big yard. Like, we don't really need it to be that big. But it is kind of the only way I can cover this and have it make sense at the same time. So I think we're just going to go with this as the thing. I think we're just going to go for like a giant sort of lumber yard, quarry yard thing just to make it sort of work, I guess. I don't know. It's a bit weird, but it is going to let me cover the quarry, which I think is very important. And if I cover this in enough stuff, it's not going to look like this big kind of yellowy mess here either. So doing that sort of thing works. If I tear out that window, I can put a door in there, which lets people through to the yard, and I think it'll look okay. In terms of building a crane, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. I think I will use the Coca Brown, because I think that's a better color. We'll go for a gap like that. We'll go for that sort of thing and that sort of thing. And if we go up like this, let's see, we'll go up 3 thus far. Then what I want to do is come in like that on all sides. This is gonna be a little bit of a an in-depth build process, so forgive me if I do have my commentary just sort of like fail miserably and fall into a we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this. If it does turn into that, just bear with me, because this is a thought heavy process right here. But if I do this right, it's gonna look so good. You have my word on that. This is actually based on a design I used to use in Minecraft for building cranes. So, yeah, it's a tried and tested method. It has been tested over the last... When did I start playing Minecraft? End of 2010? So it's been tested over the last few years, considerable number of years, and it has worked time and time again. So tear out all of those bits, tear out those bits as well. We'll tear out the sections on that side too. And that is the base of the crane. That's not the whole thing, don't worry. It gets a little bit more involved than just that. So we need to do this sort of thing and tear out the blocks that we don't need. Then bring it up a little bit further like that. And a little bit further like that. And, oh god, this is going to be quite tall as well, which is a bit of a worry. I'm honestly not sure that this is even possible, by the way. I'm not sure if the game is going to let me do this, because, like I've said many, many times, Stonehearth building is so finicky. It's so, hit or miss, I guess. Like, sometimes it works beautifully, sometimes it does not want to do what you're doing, and this could very well be one of those times, because it's a bit of a weird design. But if it works, I'll be super happy, so we'll see what happens. Let's just put that in there. And that is almost done. I keep accidentally deleting bits, I think. So that's now in there. There's a bit deleted over there. I swear I didn't click on that, though. If I delete that bit and zoom around a bit, the whole thing is now there, right? Like, I'm not missing any pieces? No, that's fine. Right. So now what we want to do is bring this up to this height. I realize I do keep clicking off of it. Don't worry about it. We're going to erase that. So we bring it up to this height. Then we switch the wood type to the Morocco brown. And we bring the top of this out just a bit like this. So it has a platform up here, which is totally fine by me. In fact, we could very well try and make this look a little bit circular, almost. If I put just a little bit of, like, a little patch of 3 there. It just makes it look a little bit more circular, which is good, because that would be the bit that, like, rotates anyway. So that bit's going to want to look circular. In fact, let me go to stone for a second, because if I throw, like, a sort of mid-gray looking thing in here, that could look like a sort of metallic core to this. Like, this is the point that it rotates on. Oh my god, this is going to be amazing. So that's going to be like the metallic core that this whole thing rotates on. I know it doesn't look circular in the slightest, but bear with me. Now, what I can also do with that is have that be the space that the hearthlings come up through, because that's where a ladder can go. So from the outside, that's going to look like a core. From the inside, that's going to be the access hatch. Oh, beautiful. Right. So let's go for, I assume, Chocolato. I'm not going to pretend to know how to pronounce most of this. I'm not even going to lie. Not in the slightest aware of how to pronounce most of this. Let's just delete you. So that's almost perfect. So that goes to about there. That's going to come across there. This is going to come out a little bit further, apparently. Just like that. This side needs to do the same thing, like that, and erase that corner. Oh, that looks good. I really like that, actually. I'm really pleased with that. So get rid of this middle section. Again, that's where the ladder's going to go. Then the crane, the top of the crane just needs to go on top of this. Like, there's literally no purpose to this. This is purely decorative. But I think this could look cool. Let's go for Bistro up here, since that's what we usually go with. Let's space it out a little bit so there is a bit of room up here. So space it out into all of those corners. Bring up these bits to about 4 blocks high. Just like that. And let's use the Morocco brown again. In fact, let's use cocoa brown, since we used that for the lower parts, just to outline all of this. Just like that. Now, the kind of main lifting point of this crane, I think, is going to come off the top of the bit that the hearthlings can get into. So it's going to go like that. In fact, can I delete that? Because I kind of like the idea. No, keep that. Keep that. That's fine. Man, this is the most in-depth like building I've done in a while. I haven't done like a... Have I ever done like a proper real-time building thing on the channel? I don't know if I have. There's probably a reason I haven't done it, and it's probably simply because my commentary goes like this. Oh man, I'm so aware of my commentary right now. I'm really, it makes me a bit, it just makes me nervous, I guess, because I don't know if people are going to like this sort of thing. Like, I get really nervous with that, because I don't want to put out a video that people don't like. And I don't want to, like, just have my commentary be super, super boring either. So, I do apologize if I sound like a broken record. So, we're going to do that there. This is going to be like a gear. Think of it as like a gear wheel kind of thing. I know it doesn't make sense. Just think of it as that anyway. And I want to put another one on this side. Because this is going to be like what holds the crane arm in place. Like these kind of lock it in place on top of all of this. So get rid of the little cross in the middle there. Did I delete something I shouldn't have deleted? Difficult to know. I don't know if I even care at this point. Right. Let's go to here. Let's get some more wood. And the arm of this thing can be made from... I'm going to say cocoa brown as well. So this is what's going to make it look like it's locked in place. The fact that these like metal looking gear wheel things are right there. It doesn't look terrible. I will say, it doesn't look awful yet. It might, though. It might very well look dreadful. So let's just get this all in here. Just like that. And that's going to be the pivot point. Oh, I'm really nervous about this. I'm really nervous about this. Let's get this again. And let's extend this out. So it's go. Oh, that's a weird angle right there. It is gonna go a heck of a distance, and it's gonna have to go quite high as well. I really doubt that this is gonna work. We'll go to there. That should be fine. And I want to delete the central bits. Just like that. That doesn't look dreadful, does it? Oh, we're getting somewhere with this. Okay, so we need to do that again. Well, that's the crane. It looks ridiculous, but I really like it, actually. I know it serves literally no purpose. I know it's like the tallest thing that we've built, but it's fun. It's fun. It's also dumb, but mostly fun. So we're going to have to get that built. I'm not sure how we're going to get that built. I'm not sure if it's even going to work, but we're somehow going to build that. Let me also just go and get some chests out into this this courtyard so we can have some purpose to this whole thing. Because without these chests, this courtyard literally serves no purpose in the slightest. So we'll have some storage out here, which is completely defeating the point of the storage building in the castle, because that was supposed to be just the general purpose storage. So having storage over here is a bit odd, admittedly. But, you know, that's fine. It's fine. We'll not worry too much about it. Go ahead and get a couple more chests there. Get a couple of chests just in there as well. And that'll probably do for the time being. I'll put more chests in there eventually. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll put some stone piles in here. Stone piles actually make sense for this because it's a quarry beneath all of this. So getting some stone piles in, not a bad idea. Get a few of them there, get a few of them just there as well. Can I undo that one because it's not supposed to be there? Yes, I can. Undo or just place all of these ones, and we'll get another row of them just here as well. Like that. Doesn't look terrible. I could put in a pile of logs as well, which I think would be kind of nice. We'll leave a bit more of a gap between all of those, though, so we can, you know, nicely tell them apart. Not that we couldn't already. We'll not go for as many logs just because this is the quarry rather than anything else, but that looks fine to me. So let's go ahead and get a couple more little details in here. I want to go for some lights just on the pillars like that, and possibly a bit of a light into the top of the crane as well. So a light just there would be nice. I'm also gonna throw a small storage chest up here. I know what you're thinking. Why the hell am I doing that? Basically, it just means that on occasion, Hearthlings will go up the crane. So that is now finished. We are going to say that we want to build this. Oh boy, that's gonna be really interesting. Good luck, Hearthlings. Enjoy. Good luck building that. Because I'm not convinced you're gonna be able to. Oh, that's gonna be so silly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave it there for today. Oh yeah. It's going to be that kind of episode. We're not going to see if it gets built this time. It's going to be next time. We're going to see if it gets built next time. I'm not going to make you watch the entire build process next time. Don't worry. It's not going to be that kind of next time. What I'll do is leave a bit of time between episodes. I'll watch and see if it gets built. And if it looks like it's going to get finished, then the next episode should pick up just as the crane and the courtyard and all that is getting finished. If not, then it'll be very, very shortly after it's all done. So with that in mind, thank you kindly for watching. This has been Stonehearth Alpha 20 Part 18, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!